Hi everyone, welcome back to Function Pilates. I'm Vanessa Kelly, founder of Function Pilates, located here in Tempe, Arizona, and today I have a brand new 30-minute reformer workout for you guys. First, I want to thank you guys for leaving your comments on the channel. I know many of you have been asking for more of the shorter 30-minute workouts like I used to film, and I've definitely been listening. So if you haven't explored some of my older workout videos on the channel, many of those sessions are right around like the 30-minute mark, but because so many of you have been requesting them, I'm excited to start bringing more of these shorter workouts back to the channel. This is one of those workouts I personally love because when I only have a short amount of time, there are some of my favorite go-to exercises that helps me feel like I've truly worked my entire body. So we're gonna move through a full body flow that builds strength, stability, stamina, and control while keeping you moving from one exercise to the next. So there won't be a lot of downtime and you'll definitely feel your heart rate elevate and your body heat up through throughout the workout. So now I do want to mention that this is not a beginner workout. We're going to move beyond some of the foundational exercises and into more intermediate level progressions. So if you're newer to Pilates, I would encourage you to spend time building a strong foundation first, so you can fully understand the movement patterns, the alignment and body awareness that make these exercises so effective. But if you've been practicing Pilates for a while and you're looking for a workout that challenges you, keeps you flowing, and helps you maximize your time on the reformer, then this is the workout that's going to be a great fit. So one of the things I always tell my students and instructors is that great Pilates isn't necessarily about doing more exercises, it's about choosing the right exercises and putting them together in a way that creates an intentional experience for the body. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. And if you've ever wondered how Pilates instructors learn to create workouts that feel balanced, effective, and more purposeful, that's a big part of what we teach inside Function Pilates Teacher Training Academy. So we don't just teach exercises, we teach instructors how to think critically, understand movement, and build programs that help clients achieve real results. So for experienced instructors who are ready to take the next step in their careers, our Master Trainer program is designed to help you develop the skills needed to mentor future instructors, refine your teaching eye, and just become a leader within the Pilates industry. So I'd love to know in the comments below, what type of reformer are you working out on today? I want to know like your model. Is it above the floor? Is it close to the floor? Like leave me a comment and let me know. I always love seeing where you guys are joining from and what equipment you're using. So if you guys are ready to get started, let's go ahead and begin. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna set ourselves up for our footwork spring. So I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna go on 2 mediums and 1 light spring because I'm gonna integrate into some single leg work as well. And I want to really start to challenge and awaken up my core. So that's my main focus, not necessarily like how strong the springs are so I feel it on my legs so much, okay? Headrest is in a halfway up position, and then we're gonna go ahead and lie ourselves down. And again, just maybe grab a hold of the pegs here and windshield wipe those legs for a moment as we settle in. And again, take a quick glance at your shoulder blocks, make sure that your head is situated right into the center here. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna go ahead and take 1 leg at a time into a tabletop position. I'm gonna keep my hands on the pegs and really start to think about my tabletop and my neutral spine. So why don't you go ahead and press your low back into the carriage a little bit. Elbows are wide, so they're not looking up at the ceiling. And we're gonna go into a supine spine twist. You're gonna go ahead and let your legs fall over to the right-hand side, keeping both shoulder blades down onto the carriage. And then slowly using your obliques, I'm gonna have you pull your legs up through center, really thinking about your legs being super heavy here. Let's take it over to the left-hand side. Again, right shoulder blade's gonna stay connected to the mat, and then draw your navel down in towards your spine as you start to slowly make your way back through center. Let's try that again. So we're taking it over to the right-hand side. Keep those knees together like a unit. So if you notice your knees are separating, go ahead and squeeze those a little tighter together. Exhale back through center. Inhale it over. I love this because it just right away gets into some of the rotation in our spine so that we can start to feel things that we don't necessarily do in our everyday life, right? Our daily routines. And pull up through center. Good, let's take it over to the left one more time. And again, we're gonna pull up through center here. Good, just keep those legs in tabletop, bring your arms up towards the ceiling, curl your head and chest up, extend those legs out for hundreds. And we're gonna inhale for 5 counts and exhale for 5 counts as we pump our arms. Think of your arms getting a little longer as you reach your fingertips out. Think of that energy just reaching out of your long fingertips, out of your arms. Shoulders are down. Flex up a little higher. Drop your chin towards your chest. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Such a great way to start warming up the midsection. Good. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time, curl up a little higher. Bring those knees in. Hold. Take your hands behind your head to support your neck and then start to lower the legs and lift. And then lower and lift. Elbows are wide. Try not to pull on your neck. Stay curled up. We have another 3, 2. Think of those legs being heavy. And one more time. And bring those knees in. Relax it down. So we should feel pretty warm here as we go into our footwork. So heels are going to be on that foot bar, parallel, hip distance apart. Arms are beside you. Exhale, take it away. So it's lighter, like I said, but we are going to integrate some of that single leg. So just when you're going through the footwork right now, I want you to lead with your core, okay? So scooping your belly button in. Think of lifting from your pelvic floor as you just start to integrate all of those 4 components of the core together, using your breath and using those deep ab stabilizers along with your deep back stabilizer. Press it away. And then back in. We have for 3. In. Exhale, press 2. Keep those feet flexed. 1 more. Press it away. Bring it in halfway for me. Little pulses here. Just tiny pulses like you're barely moving the carriage, okay? Just so that you can feel the muscles isolate above your knee. So good for knee strengthening here. We got 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it out and then bend to come back in again. Stay right here with your heels as is. Take your left leg into tabletop. Exhale, press with the right. Yes. So now we did increase the tension here, as you might notice. You'll feel that right away. So what we need to pay attention to is our hip, that we're not rotating through our hips and that we're maintaining equal balance here through the alignment. Extend and back in. Let's take it here. Beautiful, nice and long. Keep that knee tracking with your ankle and your hip. Exhale, press for 4 and 3. Abs are in. 2, helping to stabilize the hips. 1 more. Hold it there, bring it in halfway again. Just like that, little pulses here, single leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend, return back in again. So before you move your right heel, let's align ourselves back up again with double leg. Left heel is on, right leg in tabletop. Inhale there, exhale, we extend. And right back in. Beautiful. I even like to activate through my glutes, so I'll even really focus on contracting through my glute and hamstring on my left side. And press. Good. Exhale. And 5. How are we doing, guys? 4. Exhale, 3. Beautiful. Point out through your right toes. Stay energetic through that leg. Last time, we'll bring it in halfway. Hold it right there. Again, small pulses, like you're barely moving the carriage. Doesn't have to be such a wide movement because you're actually cheating yourself out of that burning sensation. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and extend. Good. Return back in. Let's come down to your toes. So both toes are on. We're gonna go back to double leg here, okay? So let's get into a high heeled position. Exhale, press out. So a lot lighter. So just careful with your rhythm, with your control. Again, all of this is facilitating from your core. Core is active and involved in every single exercise that we do. And extend out. Again, just breathing helps to strengthen the core. So make sure that you are implementing the breath. And away. Think of that lateral intercostal breathing. In Pilates, we inhale to expand the ribs. We exhale to cinch the waist back together. Good. 2. Last one. Beautiful. Let's bring it in. Hold. Little pulses here. Little pulses again. Getting that burn right above the knee here. How is it feeling? Equally, or do you feel one side more than the other? 3, 2, 1. Press out and return back in again. Let's go ahead and take our left leg back to tabletop. We're pushing out long with the right. Yes. And in. Again, when we're shorter on time or we're trying to, just get a nice 30-minute flow in, doesn't mean we're shorter on time. We just want to get the most out of it. Like we're just going right into it. So that's why not a great one for beginners. Definitely want to feel like you've been doing Pilates for quite some time to understand the principles behind each movement. Beautiful. Take out 4. Exhale 3. And 2. Last time. Hold it there. Bring it in halfway. We got those pulses again. Yes, making the most out of it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend. Return back in. Line them back up again. Good. Let's go ahead. Left foot on. Right leg in tabletop. Press out. Nice. And reach. I love a good single leg footwork. Just really helps to identify the imbalances. And, so pay attention to like what your hips are doing, or like maybe you're starting to clench through your fist, your palms. Maybe you notice your head moving because you're trying to balance symmetry in your body. Nice. 3 more. Exhale. And 2. 1 more. And reach. Return back in. Hold. Little pulses again. We got it. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press out. Good. Go ahead. Bring that right foot back on. Take a little glance up to make sure you're aligned. Let's just go into running, okay? So we're just gonna switch and switch. Get that nice feel through the calves, that stretch, working through the ankle, and focus on the articulation of the foot here. Yes. 8, 7, 6. Try to avoid any bounciness. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, pick up both heels, and then bend to come back in again. All right, let's go ahead and change out our springs. So we're gonna go down to, I'm gonna go down to just a red spring because it's gonna be lighter, which means you have to control you're gonna have to control everything so much more, right? I'm in my loops already, so you can be in handles, you can be in loops, whichever feels better for you. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my legs into that tabletop position. All right, we're going into coordination. So from here, inhaling, exhale to curl up, extend, hold, open, close, bend the knees, bring the arms right back up again. So exhale. Open as wide as the foot bar, close, bend back to tabletop, arms come up. And we lift and down. Yes, so again, you wanna think about not crowding your shoulders up to your ears. You wanna keep those down. And again, I have a lighter spring and the loops, which makes me feel like I have to control my control so much more. 5, good, out, 4. I love coordination because you really got to think about, as you open the legs, lead with the outer external hips there, and as you close them, think about your inner thighs, the ones squeezing together. So you get a full body experience here. 2, down, and one more time. And down. Good. Okay, from here, I'm gonna go ahead and sit myself up again. We're gonna get into a little bit of hip work, hip strengthening. So I'm going to keep it on that red spring, and you guys are gonna go ahead, we're gonna turn ourselves around so that we are basically facing the shoulder blocks here. Okay, then what we're gonna do is, you're in a quadruped position. We're gonna do a little hip strengthening with the foot bar here, okay? I'm gonna take my headrest down and I'm gonna just come down to my forearms. All right, from here, press out, okay? And then back in. But you want to, again, try to keep your hips leveled as you're doing this. And extend, out and back in. So with this lighter weight, it does reinforce you to take it slower so that you're not, you're not gonna feel a ton through your leg. Again, this is so much more about the core, so just keep that in mind when we're doing these exercises. And extend out. 3, 2, and 1. And back in again. I'm gonna take it up so that my foot is externally rotated and the whole foot is on top of the foot bar. Hold it there, abs are drawn in, press. And out. Good. Exhaling. Resisting the springs as you return in. And extend. Out. And 4, 3. Puncture your elbows into the carriage so you don't feel like you're dumping into it. Last time. And return. Beautiful. Okay, before we hit the other side, let's just do a nice little plank here, okay? So you're gonna be on your shoulder blocks, hands are here. We're gonna go into front support. So you're gonna go ahead and place your toes on top of the foot bar. Push to a straight leg for me. Once you're ready, come up into plank. So we're gonna hold ourselves right here. If you're happy here, just stay here. But if you can lead with me, you're gonna push that carriage away for 6. Nice and slow. Press 5, abs are in. 4, good. Don't lead with your arms, lead with your abs. 3, and 2, one more. And return, come back in. Let's bring it all the way in here. Yes. And we're gonna go into the other side, okay? So back to your forearms. Right heel is gonna stay on. I'm gonna move my left knee back a little bit for balance. And then again, press and back in. Good, so again, maybe squeeze through your right butt cheek as you push out to feel more of the muscle fire up. Extend. Beautiful. And my foot bar is at its height. It's like it's a midsection here, so it's not the highest, not the lowest. Also does make a difference when you are working with your foot bar. Press. And 4, resisting to pull back in. 3, trying to dump into your shoulders. 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's go ahead. We're gonna flip that foot so it is all the way up against there. Inhale there and exhale. And one side might feel a little awkward. I know for me, this one does feel a little bit more awkward on this side. And I like to have my palms open so that I'm not overly gripping. So think about that. Are you like gripping the headrest? Because that also will send tension up into your neck, and you want to stay as much out of your neck as possible. You don't want to feel like your arms are supporting you up, so get your core involved. And pressing for 4, exhaling for 3, and 2. Good job. Last time. Out, and return back in again. Good. Okay, come back in. We're gonna go back to our hands onto the shoulder blocks. You're gonna place one foot on, push out to plank. Okay, when you're ready, take it up. From here, we're gonna go ahead and pike our hips up. So you're gonna lift your hips all the way up and come back to plank. Good. Abs are drawn in and back to plank. And 4, and 3. Again, I'm still on that medium spring. 2, and last time. Beautiful. Come back down, one knee at a time, bend the knee, return back in. Taking the headrest back up, and I'm going to add a light spring. So I'm on a medium and a light spring now, and I'm gonna lie myself back down. We're gonna go into a little bit of hip circles, followed with some spinal articulation. So finding your feet into the loops. Again, this is why I already had my loops set up. Normally I like to have handles too, so legs go straight up towards the ceiling. Let's go ahead, exhale, press those legs straight down, circle it around. Good. Let's just open up those hips, especially if we just focus on the hip strengthening in that quadruped position of our glutes, external rotators. But now we're getting a nice feel of stretching through those hamstrings and lubricating at the hip joints. Nice. And take it for 2. And last time, press. And back to the top here. Hold. Let's reverse it. Let's go out, squeeze those inner thighs, and return up. Out, and squeeze. And out, and around. Again, just enough to feel like we got our hip circles in, and we did get a nice hamstring stretch as we're doing it, as we work through those inner thighs too. Good, last time. And bring it back up. Okay, so we're going to spinal articulation. I am going to take my headrest down all the way flat. Okay, so go ahead and do that for me. Make sure you're not so up against the shoulder blocks here. And we're going to start in our frog position. So from here, let's have heels together, toes apart. Exhale, push to straight legs. You're gonna bring your legs up overhead because we're gonna take it to our short spine. So once your tailbone starts to rise and lift, you're gonna press into your arms, you're gonna lift yourselves up, get a nice stretch through your spine, bend your knees down. Good. Use your abdominal muscles to roll and control, tailbone being the last thing to touch the carriage here. Beautiful. Exhale, we push to straight legs, keep those heels hugging together. We're gonna bring those legs up overhead, okay? So tailbone will lift, but now we intentionally pike our hips up. You're gonna bend your knees, hover your frog position over your chest, begin to roll yourself down again. Tailbone being the last thing to touch. Beautiful. Let's go ahead, press out and take it up. We have one more here. Good. Take it in as close to the carriage as you can get into the stopper. Lift and take a moment. Still one of my favorite exercises to this day, short spine. Just feels so nice to have the assistance of the loops and getting that nice elongated stretch through the spine. Okay, excellent. Let's go ahead and take our feet out of there, and you can hang up your loops on the peg, and you're gonna sit yourself up here. We're gonna go into a little bit of full body work too. So I'm going to also reduce my spring load here. So I have a medium and a light spring. You can obviously stay there with that, or you can go down to the medium spring, which is going to be harder. You're gonna be using a lot more of your own body weight, but again, I'm trying to be efficient here with my time. You know your level and you know how your body is as well. So go ahead and lead with that. Let's take your toes at the very edge of the carriage, and my hands are gonna be on the foot bar. My thumb is next to my index finger. So try to avoid putting your thumb in the back of the foot bar. It's right here in line with the rest of my fingers. And you're gonna go ahead and lift your hips up as you straighten your legs for me, okay? So we're gonna go into our tendon stretch where we're gonna go ahead and drop our hips down into the well. Now you're gonna pike yourself up. So you're gonna lift, 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 pull that carriage in as much as you can. And then you're gonna go ahead and lower. And then you're gonna lift, lift, lift all the way up and lower. Good, so a lot of back muscles here. So that's why we're like not doing a ton of arms today, because we're getting it in our full body exercises. Lift for 3. Exhale. 1 more. And sit back on and relax it there. Beautiful. Okay, let's get into some kneeling rotation. So we're gonna add in some rotation into the obliques, but we're gonna kneel today to make it a little bit more advanced. So once you're here, I'm gonna still stay on that medium spring. I'm going to have my left knee on the carriage. I'm gonna take my right in the headrest. Grab a hold of my loop very carefully. We're gonna take both hands and interlace them together here, okay? So we're gonna, from here, try to rotate with our torso. So it's a very huge oblique emphasis. So you're gonna turn to the foot bar and come back through center. Exhale. And back through center. Trying to rotate, your head goes with you, and then back through center. And let's take it here for another 5. Abs are drawn in. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 3. Good. 2. And last time. And return back in. Excellent. Let's go ahead, take it to the other side. So very carefully, you're gonna turn yourself around. Okay, right knee is on the carriage, left foot's on the headrest. You're in this angle. Grab a hold of your loop. Go ahead and interlace those hands with the loop. Nice and tall for me. Exhale, rotate back through center. Maybe you're not rotating as far. Maybe you are rotating further. So with these new sides, it's always so important to take note. Allow your body to speak for you. Good. Exhale. And back in. And rotate. And back in. And take it for 4. Draw those abs in. 3. And 2. 1 more. Excellent. And then back in again. All right, guys, go ahead and hang that up for me. And we're gonna grab a hold of our box and finish it with some extension work, okay? So I'm gonna put my handles down there, grab a hold of my box. Already feeling really good here. How are you guys feeling? Did you like this kind of flow? This is our last exercise, so I like to always finish it with some extension work here. I'm still gonna keep that medium spring, and we're gonna go into swan prep. So on your stomach for me, let's go ahead and take our hands to the foot bar, eyesight down. Legs are separated, energetic. Push to straight arms for me. Then you're gonna lift your chest, come up, get a nice low back stretch, and then lower back down. So what are we focusing on here? We're getting the low back stretch. I'm wanting to focus in carefully on your upper back extensors. So really feel like your shoulder blades are rolling down your back pockets and bring it in. And extend, lift, drop those shoulder blades down. And it should feel pretty good. You know, we're seldom in this type of positioning. Our backs always need to be strengthened here since we're so dominant in what we do in front of us. Let's take it for 3 more. Press, lift, drop those shoulders down. Good. And lower. 2 more here. and extend. If you also, guys, like the tips that I give you, you want more tips on a regular basis, you guys can tune in on my Instagram at Vanessa Kelly Pilates, and I do share a lot more depth there on Pilates education, just tips in general. So hope to see you guys over on that side, and come back in and relax it. All right, carefully go ahead and step off to the side, and we're gonna finish it with a couple of roll downs just to complete our session today. So hip distance apart there with the feet. Let's stretch those arms up, sweep them to the top, roll yourself down. So fingertips coming to the floor. Do a nice little check-in. I don't know about you guys, but I am feeling the heat, and start to roll yourself back up again, which is what I love so much about Pilates, is like you increase your stamina. One more time, sweep those arms up. You understand the flow. You're just in tune with your body so much. Good, just do a check-in, really open up those hamstrings, push those feet into the floor, lead yourself back up to a nice tall standing position as you guide yourself with your abdominal muscles. Head's the last thing up, shoulders down those back pockets. Awesome work, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the 30 minutes. If you, again, want more 30 minutes, let me know. But if you are enjoying the longer sessions, let me know that too. And I will see you next week.